I'm Becky, I'm Senior Partnerships Manager at NSE. We are here at Insomnia this weekend running the British University Esports Championship Spring Finals. That's 8 weeks of competitive play leading up to this moment, and it's just great to get all the teams here in person playing their finals live here at Insomnia.
I'm Kenny, I'm the League Ops Assistant at NSE. It's just so cool to see how much things evolve and how amazing everyone has gotten at playing the games we know and love.
I think just seeing people come together, getting Monster, trying out Pringles, getting really stuck in everything we have to offer here, it's great to see it, honestly. So on the main stage, we're super lucky to have the Intel NUCs, which have Intel graphics cards in there. They're so small and compact. This morning we had our VALORANT Women and Non-Binary Finals, and it's awesome to get women and non-binary members of our community up on the main stage.
When the players get loud, it's just amazing. And the fact that they get to come and show up in the finals, it's just so much fun.
That's the longest series I've ever played in, to be honest with you. We just knew we had the mental fortitude to keep going when we went into the final overtime. I'm just so happy with all the boys, man. I'm really happy.
Big thank you to all of our partners, Intel, who is our main headline sponsor, and then also Monster Energy, Pringles, Special Effect, and also Bucks.
Let's go!
Monster Black.
Monster Play!
Let's go!
Nice.
Monster Black. Monster Black.
That right there, Monster Plays of the Week.
Okay.
Monster Energy is doing a monster site giveaway.
NSE stay-at-home series
Supported by Monster Energy.
Hello and welcome to the NSE Winter Women and Non-Binary VALORANT All-Stars Tournament. It's North versus South. I'm Chamberlain. I'm joined by the wonderful Affinity, and it's a very cold evening, but it's surely going to be a hot game.
It is a little bit nippy, but we've got some awesome players waiting in the wings, waiting to give you an absolutely stellar matchup as well. And maybe a couple of familiar faces that if anyone has watched some All-Stars or any of the VALORANT Women's and Non-Binary events before, you will recognize.
Yeah, there's a few people that we know and kind of I'm familiar with myself. I've seen a few people here and there. I've seen a few people in person as well, actually, in recent months.
Ooh,
But
true.
before we discuss who's actually on each roster, let's discuss how they actually ended up getting there. So top 10 from each region is shortlisted, and everybody gets to then vote, and then we end up with the top 5. That is simply how we ended up with our all-stars on the teams, and it's looking pretty fun. I am going to admit right now that I'm coming into this as being biased to North. It just is what it is. I'm up here in Scotland. It has to be done. Has to be done.
So I'm in a little bit of a difficult one here because I mean I'm up at university like around the clock. I don't really go home. Up in the north, but you know, I guess I'm technically from down south, so I'll take Team South as well. So we've got North and South here. So
Yes, we've got a caster on caster action.
we
That's
will.
fine.
We got a bit of caster on caster action, a little bit of a good cop, bad cop here, I guess. Of
Love it.
course, you supporting Team North. What are you doing?
Has to be done.
But
Has to be
I'm
done.
super excited about this because, as we said, we've got some returning players, and it's also inter-university as well. Because usually
Yes.
with NSE, you play with people only in your own university. This, we're getting to see a mixture of people from all sorts of universities. So again, University of Nottingham always fielding somebody for these events as well. So they got a place in my heart, even if they're Team North.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I'm familiar with a couple of players from Nottingham. I know Isa as well, who was previously, I casted them way back when, and it seems like ages ago now, back in March, and NSE Spring Finals as well. So At least one heavy hitter that I know of. I know they put in a good performance as well. I actually looked across before coming when I knew I was going to be doing this one because I did the winter and non-binary one the last time. When I knew I was going to be doing this, I was like, I'll look at my notes and see what I'd written down for some of the players. And one of the lines I'd written for Isa was just did very, very good. Like wasn't the most in-depth analysis I've ever put out, but it was there.
I think it says all that you need to know about them as well. That was the same for me with, of course, Sakura, who is going to be playing again. Who every single time I see them, they show up in an absolutely massive way as well. So I'm super excited to see everyone back on the server again. Lots of familiar faces, lots of new faces as well. So welcome to them as well. We love having new faces here on the women's and non-binary events. It's always a pleasure to be back because, of course, the last All-Stars event was, I do believe, in August for Results Day. And to anyone watching that maybe was watching that as well, how's university going for you? How's the start been? You know, Freshers Week, I can imagine, was absolutely incredible. And then you got really ill. How's settling into university life going? Hopefully it's going well.
I mean, I went back as well. I'm a little bit older now. I went to go back again and retry it. So we're back for the second run, and I'm a fresher for the second time. I've been enjoying myself for the last few months as well. I haven't been able to get involved in too much of the playing. I very much just shout at the games. That's really my role throughout the university circuit. But I've been enjoying myself, Affinity. Are you? What about yourself? How's your particular university experience?
It's going. You know, it's assignment season. It's winter outside, so the sun sets really early. So my motivation is in the bin at the moment. But I'm loving university still. And yeah, I love getting involved in the university scene as well. I don't cast anywhere near as much as I should do. But yeah, you know, they've got me over on CS working hard. So I've got a little bit of a treat for myself today with Valorant. So here we are. And I do believe we will be going into the first map right now, actually, and split. So this was the map pick of the North, which means the South side are starting defense.
Yes, an interesting kind of map pick that's came through. We didn't really have time to discuss it. We didn't.
We did not.
We briefly seen them come through just at the last minute as to what they've done. What the bands were done in the lobby, and splits to start on one, pretty standard. I called that one, and then I got the other two were completely wrong. So the second map after that is then Breeze, and then for the final decider, which I know you were dreading a little bit, is which I think we maybe are a little bit we all were, was Sunset, because we may not really seen much of it. We've not really seen much of it, and we might not get to see it tonight because it is a best of 3. It is one straight shot to the final, and that is all we will see tonight.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the team comps, I'm eyeing up the attackers. I like the Phoenix, the Sky, the double flash. I think that's quite powerful here on Split. Going over to the side of defenders, the Breach, absolutely incredible. A massive agent as well, shows up in a massive way, loads of impact. Toying with the Jet as well. The Cypher's coming out from both sides as well. Cypher is a bit of an unpopular opinion, is quite good on Split as well. Maybe not necessarily the best Sentinel for Split. But they are fielding quite similar teams with, of course, only a little bit of a difference here in the Duelist and Flashes. Yeah, of course, the Initiators, Breach and Sky. So it's going to be very similar.
Yeah, no surprises. That's a little bit difference there. I like it when there's at least a little bit of variance come through. Of course, the Sky difference there. Choosing the Phoenix as well. I like a little bit of Phoenix action. You know, I'm a Phoenix enjoyer. I know that he kind of comes in and out of the kind of meta and kind of has a place here and there. But I'm enjoying Phoenix. I don't know what your feelings are on Phoenix.
I've got mixed feelings about Phoenix. I love him as a character. I hate him as a playable character. It's definitely an interesting one. I will be curious to see where they choose to play him because he's very situational, especially with those flashes. So yeah, it will be very curious. I'm also interested to see what they do with this pistol round as well, because I'm liking the variation we're seeing. A couple of shields coming out here as well. Most teams choosing to field utility, which, you know, I have personal bias towards.
Yeah, we've got a quiet start, of course. This is how things get up and running as we just wait to get into the actual game.
Yeah, wait for the
teams
action.
feeling each other out, moving in towards A seems to be where we want to see some focus. And we'll see, of course, if they start to bump into one another. No one really jumping right out the gate. Viper Wall goes up to at least cut that line of sight as they move up towards Heaven. But nothing really as of yet. Is Blahai just waiting for him to come pop round the corner. A couple of pop shots for now. Enough to get himself re-heal back up. It's Isa that's on the receiving end of that engagement as now they begin to funnel up to that position at the top end. Still, this is quiet, Finny. This is very quiet start.
It is indeed. They've not really got much map control here. They are very much funneled onto that ramp. They did manage to pick up an ult as well. But blow high here is going to be very important in trying to keep back control.
First pick comes up. Sakura taking off Gentle, starting things off. We've just reached the final minute, and again, a slow start generally means a quick finish. Why under a bit of pressure at the back end of the map. There, Erno finds one, Hula with another one. Immediate refrag coming through. The plant will come through. Spike on the ground. He is now the destination that must occur. The retake. Surely I know, just waiting for the drop down from heaven, but it's not going to come as of yet. Really just playing with the time here. Bly just thinking about going through for the push. The Viper Wall goes up again to cut more of the line of sight to come through. Sacrifice another one this time, leaving us in a 4 versus 2 scenario. Only one member left alive. It's 4 left to try and pull it back, but there's just too many guns drained in their direction, and they will finish it off here. Mel on the defuse.
Absolutely brilliant way to start the game there as well. Keeping 3 alive is absolutely huge as well, and gives them that really massive sort of spring-loaded start to the half. The spike going down will be a little bit of a saving grace, of course, for them. It means they could potentially buy into this. I don't think they're going to, but gives them a little bit more money to buy into, of course, round after with a little bit more ferocity as well. But absolutely stellar start. Again, Sakura taking the early lead here as well. And yeah, there's not too much we can read into this, of course, only the first pistol, but it's definitely a good start.
Certainly is, and it was a very slow start, like I highlighted.
It was, yeah.
Very much feel each other out and try and figure out what they want to go. Of course, it's a team that's kind of cobbled together, of course, with the way that the rosters are decided. So some of these players haven't played with one another before, and that's the beauty of these type of games. You get completely different players playing different ways to approach it, and it looks as though it's a very different start this time. A very quick push right through the mid and drop down. Yeah, I keep going because the air recover, but it's a completely different name. I know that is actually Cinder on that account. Just know who's who, but a lot of action in the midpoint here. Now they go for the rotate round towards the B side. They are trying to stop it, but there's just too many guns pushing through here. The Viper will slow them down for now. Isa finding one. 4 versus 4 scenario. Zerno from above, finding himself one. Sakura with another. And again, continuing. Sakura, the defenders will take this one. 2 versus now on their own count.
That was a little bit of a difficult one. They very much got trapped there with their rotate to mid. They took a lot of damage as well, so they really didn't have much left going into sight as well. And up against the likes of the Guardians and the Spectres, a couple of stray bullets from that as well, or body shots even, can be lethal. So they took a lot of damage getting onto sight as well. And the smokes and stuff were good, but there was just a couple of timings there, like the peeking out of smoke into heaven, getting the double kill. It was all just a bit too much. They will have the advantage here though, because they are on a bonus round here. So their weapon advantage actually not swinging in their favor. This could be a 2-1 that we're seeing on the board.
Something good here. Cinder now rotating through. Will be met with Eterna just now. It's better of it. Pulls back a little bit. Phoenix leading the charge for now. It's Blahai now perched round on the other side of the map, waiting for an opportunity to pounce on this level of a lot of games. Fork now goes to the drop down for the vents. Spotted on the cam though. They have the information as to where they are coming from. And again, tentative if any.
I like this a little bit more. They've gone for a bit more map control instead of all sort of tunnel visioning on one area. I like this a bit more. They have a little bit more control of the map, and we will see this sort of play out in a big way here.
Trade for trade. Got a piece at the top end. Now 4 versus 4. Sakura though will continue the action. Finds another one. Blahai with a second. Erno finishing off Isa. And only one member now.
One enemy remaining.
For the attack
Spike
here.
down A.
Blahai knows where they are. The gun is shown for a second. This is the second time for being in a clutch scenario. First time they couldn't convert, and the second time they won't be able to convert either. A 3-0 for the defense.
It is indeed winning the bonus round as well, and they will be able to scoop up those additional weapons, so they will no longer be at a weapon disadvantage here as well. Upgraded all to the Vandals here. And look at the money in the background as well. They've already built up such a stable economy, which means if Team North here want to try bite back a little bit, ruin their economy, force them onto an eco maybe, that it is going to be a bit of an uphill battle. And we see our first op of the game coming out as well, onto Sakura, of course, on the Jet. An absolute menace with this weapon.
I love a little up here. do love a little bit of action. We'll see if Sakura can put up the numbers. Has so far been able to do so, and it looks as though he is the pusher. A very quick pounce in towards the site for now. Lahai on a covering angle, but won't be able to find anything as of yet. Leading the charge is Cinder all the way through on that Phoenix. They have full control now. Can attempt to get that spike down and have everything covered on Heaven. Very comfortable. Julia with a bit of a rotate up to the top end as well. They do not know they're there, but decides to drop off. Just thought that potentially they might start to receive a bit of pressure as Lahai as well. On that side, the Terra. So find Cinder. Now 4 versus 5 versus 5, I should say. As the op is on Heaven for now. And Cinder. They'll back up. Versus 5 and still attempt to go for the recovery here. Erno with 1 all the way through with 2 and exploding into the retake. They managed to pull it back here now, leaving 1 member on side for North. It's Aisha on Heaven, off in hand. They're not going to be able to do anything with it.
That is a little bit of a difficult one there as well. It was not planted for Heaven there. I got a little bit scared seeing Sakura trying to opt from Heaven there. Of course, not an ideal angle when you've got absolutely no coverage on site. You are open to so many angles there as well. But an absolutely stellar retake. The rest of the team picking up the slack there as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And putting a 4th round on the board, not letting them get anything. It will be another gun round coming out here as well, though. So this will be, I think, probably the first real test of vigor here.
Certainly it will be the case. Now in a very comfortable scenario, just as you highlighted. 4 rounds in the lead. It looks as though a little bit of a reshuffle this time, potentially going around towards the B side. He pushed it, did work to some extent, but unfortunately just not able to hold it off on the post-plant scenario. Turner, though, start to feel the pressure on this side of that smoke. You see the outlines just perched up on the other side. Goes out for the swing there, will be flashed out and have to pull back for now. The up on the angle as well from Sakura for now. And it trades across the board. Finally, there is a player advantage in favour of the North region for now. 2 members, Lahai, top, Gentle, just waiting for the drop down, but it's not going to happen as of yet. Isa now going for the plant. We'll get the spike on the floor. Lahai on the top. Just thinking about going down. Gentle just teasing us, potentially going to go up and try and take the engagement. We'll find 1, looking for a second, but they can't quite get the perspective in their favour. 1 versus 3. Post-plant scenario for Lahai. Difficult to try and check all these angles. Sure, you know where they are. Finds at least 1, but there's of course trying to be 1 step right out of the smoke. They find the second. Trying to go and hunt for the 3rd. Instead, they're going to go for the defuse. They know that they're going to run out of time, but the spray for the smoke finishes them off. Isa pulls it back. 1 round on the board for the North region. 4 versus 1.
That is absolutely incredible. Gentle getting the kill there on the rope there was absolutely monumental. But the other issue is there was a little bit of a difficult situation there because for the first time they managed to get themselves into a very comfortable post-plant situation. Of course, they had people in all different areas covering all angles, whereas before they'd very sort of been huddled on. Of course, that A site, very difficult to bunker down on as well. There's not much space to hide. But beautiful post-plant coming out there as well. Made it very difficult, and the kill from Gentle really just sort of sealed the deal. We want to see more of that.
Certainly do. Sakura start things off aggressive. We'll find Cinder, and a little more aggression off the back of it. Gentle is felled in the opening few seconds of this round. Not able to have as big an impact as he did the last time.
That
No.
isolated duel is absolutely perfect.
Toxin screen down.
Quiet before the storm. Everyone just awaits an engagement. Isa teasing us, potentially going up to take that position from the ramps. And fortunately, we'll get caught out from Mel, who's just lurking in the corner. They're under quite a bit of pressure. Nicely covered as well. 1 versus 3. 45 seconds now on the clock. Huli has to try and make something work here. Renegotiating some ground through vents, but will be met at the top end. Has to be very careful here. Silently moving through 11 HP. Does not look too good for them for now.
It's definitely a rough one here as well. And they have the spike. That's their only saving grace, is that they have the spike here and that their location is unknown, but also they're about to run into someone no matter where they go here. You know, they've got mid being watched here. They've got A watch. They've got B watch. There's really nothing they can do, especially with only 17 seconds on the clock. The ult is available, but I really don't think they're going to want to expend it, especially with only 11 HP available to work with. It will just be a safe weapon.
10 seconds
Yeah,
left.
I think so. I think that's a sensible decision. think we'll just wait this one out. Unfortunately, let it go by the bye. Not much you can do. And will it tick away 5-1 now on the scoreboard?
It is indeed, and that's a really difficult one as well, because once you win a round, you really want to try build up more on the back of that. Having a one and done round is good because, of course, rounds on the board, that's the sort of win condition for the game, right? You hit 13 rounds, you win. But if you get one and then you immediately lose the next, all that momentum is gone as well. It can be really damaging to the economy. As you can see here, the buy is so scrappy as well. The ult economy is looking pretty good as well. They have 2 ults online. They've got that Viper ult coming available as well. And of course, that Viper ult, pretty big round defining one as well. So if they can get that up and use them, they could have a round on their hands. But I don't know whether they're going to want to use it on the buy that they have here.
Full A push yet again. Seen this before. It did work to get at least a spike down, but couldn't quite hold off in the post plant. This is not very much a follow the leader-esque take for now. Affinity as they head up towards heaven now. They pile in. Phoenix leading the charge. They have that position now established. No one deciding to hop down to try and go for that spike put down as of yet. Meldo will find one and puts a stop to that. Tries to continue to slow the roll. Erno gets himself in a good position down and towards the A side. Uledo will deal with them, and only one member left alive for North. Yet again, it just seems to be the same storyline every single round. 6-1 now, Affinity.
It is. There are sometimes you got to look at these rounds and go, whilst the team plays pretty good, just the individual mechanical skill has been absolutely beautiful from Team South here. One thing to point out in this as well is that they've got 6 rounds on the board at the half end, and albeit on the fence, they're side pick here, because of course this is Team North's map pick. But either way, they've gone even at the half. If they can get any more, it's an absolute bonus, right? But they've gone even at the half. That gives them a lot of confidence to work with as well. But it was up against an eco. We haven't actually seen an op coming out from the side of Team North yet as well. The money just not being great.
Sakura starts things off. Double kill. Aggressive peek there on the op. Takes out 2. Massive impact so far in the server for Sakura. And now the attack is scattered as they try to decide what to do next. Losing 2 members so early on. One spotted in towards mid, but unfortunately lose their life. Nice to just turn their back, thinking, you know what, I don't really want to challenge onto that. And the complacency means that they unfortunately lose their life off the back of that.
They will. That's been a massive issue as they've lost so many people early on.
Last player standing.
1v5. This is not quite a winnable situation. They're going to go for the knife. Oh, that's a shame.
Defenders will win again, 7-1. It's a very dominant display starting things off here, Affinity, isn't it? And listen, my allegiance to the North is unfortunately.
How's that copium gun?
Listen, you know,
I'm listening.
I'm struggling here. All right, struggling here.
Struggling? That's fine. The all sheriff buy as well doesn't give me too much faith. They've had a really
I love
rough
the sheriff.
time.
I love the sheriff.
They've we all love a good 1D, right? We all love a good 1D. But also up against the likes of, you know, the full rifles and Sakura on that op.
Oh, again, Sakura just interrupts your point you were about to make. Affinity there, just beautiful start again from Sakura.
I was also about to make a point about the opening kills and how every single round pretty much has gone. Opening kills have gone the way of what, just Sakura really. They really need to try to do something about this.
They certainly do. Now, a couple of positions spread out here for the attackers again. They just seem to be complacent and trying to make a decision really as to what they want to do with this. And that seems to be the whole just inviting some gunfights, but realistically, they're not going to give them it. They're just going to sit and wait on this defense here.
They are indeed. Wait for them to make the first mistake. Of course, they've got the player advantage here as well. You really don't want to get too aggressive and lose anybody over this, especially with the all sheriffs. They're going to have to be aggressive. That's how you really should be playing these eco rounds.
Certainly is the case now, and a bit of action in the last 30 seconds here. Gentle find 1, but Tera, they're going to find 2 immediately back here, leaving 1 member on side again for the attack. 5 HP in a dream. Affinity finds at least 1 kill, but it's all over. And they take us all the way to 8-1. South region running away with this map.
That is the most utility kills I've seen in a round in a while. We lost, of course, 2 to the Breach Shock. And then we lost 1, of course, at the end there to the Viper Molly. Absolutely beautiful. As we said, those ultimates online very much for the side of North. They're just so hesitant to want to use them as well. They're round defining for a reason, especially those bigger ults like the Viper's Pit and stuff. Albeit they've not really had a chance to get onto site and get the spike down very often. But they really need to be using these ultimates, because what is the point in having them if you're trying to save them for a rainy day? You've already lost so badly at this half. You need to start pulling out these tricks and trying to find any sort of footing to try and bring this half back.
Certainly do. Speaking of that, the running back does come through. Cinder leads the charge all the way through to the top. And now, which is though, they're not interested in fighting into it. They know where the pressure's coming from. They want to just dance away from it for now and set themselves up behind E and wait for the gunfight to come through. Isa will start things off the kill onto Sakura, which is absolutely massive. Like you mentioned earlier, the opening engagements with Sakura have been instrumental in their lead. Atera just gets a bit overzealous and wades through the Phoenix wall and loses their life off the back of it. 4 versus 4 here. Balance equation as Blahai decides to mess it up and take away the life of Gentle. Isa moving around, potentially looking to backstab here. Strike is down, comfortable position is established now, and now it looks as though they're going to start to funnel back in. 3 versus 2. Fork's going to find that 2 versus 2 situation, but they'll lose their life off the back of that fight, and Blahai with the double to finish off. The defuse will come through, and 9-1.
Definitely the best round that we've seen come out so far from the side of Team North there. Using the ultimates as well. Unfortunately, unable to really capitalize off of them. The Sky Seekers, they were peeking with them, but unfortunately, Team South, knowing what they're meant to do, they prioritize getting the kill over the Seeker, willing to just take the L on that one and go for the kill instead. Beautiful stuff coming out, though, from the side of South. There's not really much more that I can say. This could be a 9-3 half best case scenario here for Team North. That does mean that they have to win the last 2 rounds in a row, something that they have really been struggling with. But who knows? They're going on to defense after this as well. It is defender side of map. We might see a complete reverse sweep here.
Shadows traveling.
Maybe the 9-3 curse.
9-3 curse.
Maybe.
You're right.
Maybe. But now they need to conquer a couple of rounds to do that.
They do.
Again, tentative start from the attack as they just start to find where the pressure point could be. Opening engagement could be about to ensue as Socrates perched up around the corner, waiting for them to come. Will at least bite one right into Isa. He claims their life, starting things off. Terra just trying to slow down the pressure that's coming in their way towards Vents now. And mid-bottom is also feeling a little bit of pressure. And Julia is joined at the hip with her comrade, who's actually going to lose their life. It's Fork to fall. Julia with an immediate refrag onto Sakura, and Mel's right there on the back end. They're not expecting them to play together.
One enemy remaining.
Unfortunate there. Whoa! Double kill comes through from Cinder there. 2 versus 1. 9-1 on the score. And Erno has to try and do it all and stop a round coming through for the north side. 35 seconds on the clock here, Affinity, and what can they do?
It's a difficult one because they are so far removed from the situation here as well. Is that even though they have the ability to go for this 1v2, they've got the money to go for it as well, and it looks like they will. That spike already gone down, plenty of time for the post plant as well, and they've got to know where they're coming from. I think Gentle must have hurt the ropes there.
I think they did. As they lurk around the corner, Erno has no idea where they are. Have to check your angles, have to clear the corners, and does just that! Gentle is felled! 1 versus 1. Erno potentially going to pull back the clutch. The first one that's needed so desperately for them if they want to stop this, coming back into it. But no! Cinder will snatch that round to make sure.
Last round in the half.
That is a beautiful way to end it as well. Individuals stepping up on this one as well. Of course, Cinder, beautiful stuff coming out there. I do just want to highlight that my favorite weapon is being picked for the first time in this game, in this series, and that Gentle has a judge. And I'm very partial to this, but on attacker side, I'm a little bit worried about this, actually. Because the judge, not great for taking space. It's not a particularly offensive weapon. It's very sort of close angles. Of course, final round, they've just got to go into this with as much firepower as they can. Not wanting to concede the opening pick too early, though, which is actually looking pretty good for them.
Cage triggered.
Spread out again. B looking to be the focus. A little bit of pressure in towards mid for now. Blade Storm and handle from Sakura. as they just make the rotate round from behind. Really big rotate could be coming round. They have to be very careful here, North. I don't know that that is coming in from behind. The Viper's pit does go up. Mel will find one. Here with a second here. Julio snatch one though, and now we can start to see the Blade Storm coming through. Erno, you're trying to find double kill, and it's just too much to do. The Viper's pit is not enough. 10-2 now on the scoreline.
Absolutely beautiful half there for Team South. I don't know what more there is to say. I think a lot of this has been individuals as well. If you have a look at the sort of scoreboard as well, we can see double-digit kills for almost every single member of Team South, whereas Team North struggling a little bit here as well. Nobody quite on double digits. Just the individual aim, crosshair placement, all of the fundamentals just been absolutely stellar here.
Certainly has. And it's really, really working in their favour. They're managing to get a dominant lead here on the first map. Reminder though, this is best of 3. It's a marathon, not a race affinity. So as much as they got off to a really good start, they need to continue this form as they go through, starting this round here.
It is indeed. And it is going to be a full A offensive here, and it's going to be quick.
Oh, certainly is going to be the case here, though. But Cinder around the corner, they're going to pop out, find themselves a double Terra with another one off the back end of that. But 3 versus 3, even say 2 versus 4. Another one's failed in the process. Julio though has to dance away and shows the pressure on the top end of heaven. Erno now trying to just squeeze in there, spots the shoulder and takes quite a bit of damage through the smoke. The timing just unfortunately letting them down. The HP not looking too good with Erno and Mel. Julio will deal with Erno as they wade through that smoke. You know exactly where the other player is. The heal comes through as well. Mel's going to have too much to do, too much to check. And inside, we'll 1-1 back. 10-3 now on the scoreline, if any.
Absolutely. Once that spike went down there, it was a little bit of a death sentence. But Pistol Round, that's definitely a good start. If they were going to win any round, it would be this one as well. They have the ability to buy into force with this, make it 10-4 potentially. And I guess there's a bit of an upset here as well. Try bridge that gap just a tiny bit, because that's all it is now. It's just a matter of trying to get as many rounds on the board by any means necessary. Because, you know, double digits is a scary place to be. You know, you're 2 away from map point. On your opponent's map pick as well.
Yeah, certainly is the case. Although there's a lifeline on. They managed to get a couple of rounds, start to feel their way back into this fixture. So we'll see if they can begin to close the gap. Julio, just waiting. Side vents for now, waiting for the push to come through from the mid side. The Viper Pit is there. It springs into life, and Julio finds himself a triple. Stops it in its tracks. Absolutely no chance of getting through that mid push. Fortunately, that leaves 2 members left alive here for the south side. It's Isa though. They're fell. Erno finding himself a double. Cinder's the other one taken out in that engagement. So a lifeline instead of this round, if any.
They've locked them out of the site as well. They have the whole of A. They do have to still be careful here, and they will just want to make sure that they are safe. And actually, it's not A that they're going to do. They're going to rotate around to B. Unfortunately, I don't really think that that's the play that they should go with. They had the site. I think they realize that now.
Decisions have to be made. Gentle, those made theirs, and they will be playing the patient game, waiting in the corner and just moving off as Mel came round. I think Mel heard that. They know that there's someone in that area. Gentle makes their way around towards the mid side. Erno is going to be in a tough situation to cover these angles. 12 HP and a bit of a dream, but Mel's going to catch one from the back end. Just catches Gentle out, doesn't realise they're in that position. Now the flash will come through, and that will at least slow Mel's push. Now as Erno gets aggressive, pushing through the midpoint, will find himself a second one, catches Julio out before they can escape their clutch. 1 versus 2. There's definitely no time Affinity to chase this one. Fork just has to run for their lives and run for the round. The clutch will come through because of that.
It will indeed. What a way to win it though. And to turn it around like that for Team South is absolutely incredible. Getting the kill there as well is a little bit of a consolation. But the fact that it was won solely off that little runaway there is a little bit crazy. The spike going down mid was a bit of a pain there, because that's like the one place you don't want it to go down. There's so many angles you have to clear. It's just such a difficult place to retake that spike from. But 4th round on the board, it's looking good. This will be a bit of a difficult round here for Team North. Of course, they're on a bonus here. So the weapon advantage and utility advantage will actually be solidly in the favor of Team South.
And they're certainly making advantage of it. Sakura starting things off with a double kill, quickly off the mark. Julia pinned into the corner, and they can't do anything to stop this incoming onslaught. Lahai in the lead end. Now they have control of A. There is at least Gentle at the top now, just thinking about going for a peek, but Sakura's already in that aggressive position, already waiting for someone to come up for unsuspecting victim.
Enemy remaining.
They'll claim their lives. Atera with the final one, and a flawless coming through.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm not really sure what could have been done there. You could see the smoke coming out to try hold back the offensive, but the double peek with the flash there as well from the breach, that was absolutely incredible, because you saw the Omen and the Jet peek there with the breach flash. There's absolutely nothing that they can do. They're going to disrespect that smoke every day of the week with an execute like that. So beautifully played there from Team South. As we said, weapon and utility advantage, so I don't want to put too much stock in it, but they are one round away from map point here. Flash in mid, good for definitely holding back the offensive as well. One little bit of time. The Skydog going through perfect as well. A little bit of information that there's some mid presence going on here.
Yeah, just sending out the feelers on either side. Erno starts things off with a kill onto Cinder. Sakura now just thought about going up that midpoint, but decides instead just to pull back. Now they're going to go for a dance through towards Sewer and up towards A. They do have some intel that that position is clear for now. Erno just holding up this position, waiting for someone to enter into the tower. Isa close by, just waiting for the pressure to come through, and Julia waiting at the back end. Just for an unsuspecting victim to pop round the corner. Has to be careful here, just decides to renegotiate the position and move around. Isa again in the same position as previously stated, but deciding now to get a bit more aggressive and start to try and find something, make something work here. The spike is down and they have a good position here for the attack. Lahai now gets more aggressive and decides, you know what, I'm going to pull back from now. But Isa popped out here as well. Erno's not going to rest on the laurels, finds himself a double, leaving one member left alive. In the attacking side, South again, they are going to find themselves on map point.
Absolutely stellar stuff here. I can't help but feel that maybe the Sky pick might be letting them down a little here, just because of how effective this breach has been. Because of course, Atena not great in the fragging department, not bad by any means. 14 and 8 is still huge numbers. But their real benefit to this team lies in those 10 assists. Those flashes have been absolutely brutal, and the pushes and the aggression that's coming off of it is so difficult to counter. And you can see that Team North are just not really understanding how to do that, and who can blame them, really?
Toxins going up.
Viper wall goes up, just to kind of maybe fold some pressure out towards A. As that looks to be where they are thinking about going for the push, but it doesn't happen yet. Moving through towards Sewers, just trying to regroup as well. Finny, I think this is looking like a bit of an A stack up here.
It is looking like an A stack.
Careful.
And there's not many people home and waiting to try stop them getting in. It is a site that's kind of open for business here. If Issa can hold back the flood a little bit, it buys them some time for the rotates.
Issa, same position as last time. Unfortunately, was not able to get a result off the back of the judge around the corner, though. Julia's going to find one, but can't react quick enough to deal with Lahai, who's immediately exploded in behind. Sakura will also find Issa. That position completely stolen away from them. They're on it back. Doesn't quite find Mark, as now 3 versus 4 scenario. Spike in the hand, and going to move around towards B.
It is, and of course this is for the map. Gentle smoked off as well. Beautiful camera, but will be caught out whilst using
30
it.
seconds left.
2 versus 4, and they're now just realizing that I think B is where they've headed. I think they know that that's where they have to beam it across to, for lack of a better word. They just need to get there as quick as possible, because now it's a post-plant scenario. Oh, Sakura's in the corner. They managed to escape for now. The smoke's paying dividends. Managing to get them out of that position. Can't quite turn around on a pivot to get the kill backwards onto Cinder. They'll deal with them 2 versus 3 from above, though. Lahai puts the pressure in. Attempt on the defuse is now there. Cork with the swing out. Spots the player. Cork are just nothing they can do. 13 for a dominant display from the South region in map number 1.
Absolutely. And of course, their opponent's map pick, that was North's map pick coming out there as well.
Right.
So, what an absolutely brilliant way to start the series with as well. Now, there's a couple of things to note about that. First of all,
Mm.
just the individual mechanics is something that I
Ugh.
want to highlight time and time again. Absolutely beautiful coming out from Team South there, lacking a little bit from Team North on occasions as well. I think the breach pick was absolutely incredible. You could see it work really well with the team as well. I can't help but feel maybe they've practiced a little bit with this group of people over the past couple of days at least, because the breach is very difficult to work into a team setting that you're not confident and comfortable with as well. So it definitely looks like the synergy is a little bit better there as well. I'd like to see a little bit more aggression coming out from Team North, of course, on their map pick coming up next, which I do believe is Breeze.
It is Breeze. It is certainly Breeze.
Breeze.
And again, I feel bad for declaring that I'm on North side now. I feel bad. I'm ashamed of being from Scotland here.
Go on, let's go Team South. Let's go Team South.
Yeah, there's not much to say other than it was, again, like you said, a dominant display. Clearly, the mechanics are there. The double kills coming through Erno is one I want to highlight as well. A couple of rounds where they just decided that they were just going to explode into a position and pick up a good couple. There's a few, of course, other players that kind of stand out as mentioned as well. Huli had a couple of good rounds on the back end as well. But realistically, the synergy just wasn't there. And this is sometimes what happens with the All-Stars one. Sometimes this happens when rosters are put together. You have different people in different positions, players that haven't played together, and some teams just click a lot quicker than they are. Hopefully, moving into Breeze, we get a bit more of a closer game.
It is indeed. I'm looking forward to this as well. There's definitely good signs of life coming out of Team North here as well. I think, though, the difficulty came with having such a dominant first half from South is once you have that sort of 10-2 lead, it is so difficult to come back from that as well. We talk about the 9-3 curse being a little bit closer than you realize that you are to your opponent. It leads you into a false sense of security. 10-2, unfortunately, is just a little bit too far. It's just a massive gap to close. And I think that maybe if the first half had been a little bit closer, we could have seen a bit longer of a game there. But going on to Breeze as well, a map that you do not pick unless you are confident with it. It is definitely one of those extraneous maps that people don't really want to touch most of the time. So they must have a plan coming into this. So I'm very excited to see what that is. Of course, they are not going to be starting on their favorite half. So they're going to have to pull something impressive on attacker side out here. But I'm looking forward to it.
So but we're going to have to wait a few more minutes. We're going to throw into a short break and we'll see you back here for that second map of Breeze.
I'm Becky, I'm Senior Partnerships Manager at NSE. We are here at Insomnia this weekend running the British University Esports Championship Spring Finals. That's 8 weeks of competitive play leading up to this moment, and it's just great to get all the teams here in person playing their finals live here at Insomnia.
I'm Kenny, I'm the League Ops Assistant at NSE. It's just so cool to see how much things evolve and how amazing everyone has gotten at playing the games we know and love.
I think just seeing people come together, getting Monster, trying out Pringles, getting really stuck in everything we have to offer here, it's great to see it, honestly. So on the main stage, we're super lucky to have the Intel Nux, which have Intel graphics cards in there. They're so small and compact. This morning we had our VALORANT Women and Non-Binary Finals, and it's awesome to get women and non-binary members of our community up on the main stage.
When the players get loud, it's just amazing. And the fact that they get to come and show up in the finals, it's just so much fun.
That's the longest series I've ever played in, to be honest with you. We just knew we had the mental fortitude to keep going when we went into the final overtime. I'm just so happy with all the boys, man. I'm really happy.
Big thank you to all of our partners, Intel, who is our main headline sponsor, and then also Monster Energy, Pringles, Special Effect, and also Bucks.
Let's go! Monster play!
Monster play.
That right there, Monster plays as weak.
Monster Energy is doing a monster site giveaway.
NSE stay-at-home series
supported by Monster Energy.
Hello and welcome back to the NSE Winter Women and Non-Binary Valorant All-Stars Tournament. That's quite a mouthful, Affinity, and I'm surprised I managed to get through it in one go. That'll make the show real. Affinity.
It will.
There's been a few clips actually that probably make the show real for some of these players, because some of these individual plays out there, if you've been watching, have been wonderful. And it's a talking point going into the next map.
There have been so many standout players, especially on the side, specifically of Team South, I think is the one that we really have to highlight here as well, is they had an absolutely dominant sort of individual as well. So a lot of what we talked about was the individual mechanics going into this as well. The team synergy seems to be a little bit better as well, but it was map 1 in their defense. Map 2 is going to be Team North's map pick, so we might see them pulling something special out as well, which I'm really excited for. But what about you? If you had to pick like a sort of standout player of map 1, who would you go for?
I think I've got a few mixed, because I feel like there was peaks and valleys for a few players. You know, like there were standout rounds back to back. But I think for me, I think Erno. I think, and I'm assuming I'm saying that right. The one is kind of catching me out. I mean, actually, apologies if I'm saying it wrong. The number. I think that is been a great performance, because they've been taking quite a few like double engagements and winning them out. Those like the kind of the space taking engagements as well. I want to call them like the entry and on a surprising agent as well. Of course, we're on the Cypher, so like not the one you can expect to be taking those engagements. But I like the way they did that.
Absolutely. The other one that I want to point out is the opening picks have been absolutely nuts coming out here from Team South. They won the opening engagements 9 times out of 10, and that really put them in a good position early on. You know, Sakura over on the B site peeking into Garage with that op. Round after round, they just kept peeking into it. I think 4 or 5 rounds, 3 of which were in a row, they just peeked into that. And losing the player so early on just wasn't working for them. And I was like, it's an interesting pace. I think there needs to be a little bit of a step up in firepower, or they need to pull back even further, make Team South uncomfortable, and make them make the first move.
Hope so. Going into Breeze, I mean, there's still a couple of discussions. Of course, Breeze is quite still fresh in the kind of memories that changes that were made to it. So, I mean, I've only seen it a couple of times. It was just in summer, just the big kind of bigger changes happened to that kind of midpoint and stuff. And I think it's made a big difference the way the map's played and the way that it kind of feels. And I for one, I quite like the changes. I don't know what your opinion is.
There are some changes that I like. There are some that I don't like as much. I think I don't know. I never get to see enough Breeze. Teams really like to ban Breeze. So it's for those CS fans out there, it's a bit like Vertigo. Nobody ever gets to see it, so you can't really form too much of an opinion on it. But we will be looking at the agent select here. Areno is going to be putting out the Cypher again. I mean, they had such a stellar performance on map number 1. Maybe not necessarily the best agent pick for this map in terms of Sentinel, but again, it has a lot of uses. Ooh, I see an ISO being hovered.
This is the part where we have to reference our notes to remind us what ISO does, because they're just not played that lot. They're just not played that often.
It's an interesting one. It's, in my opinion, it's the new Reyna, where his utility it's a little bit nicer on the team, but also it's a little bit nicer on the team, but also it's still very individualistic.
Yeah.
Most of his utility is useful to just him. His ultimate is very situational, and it can actually be very detrimental to your team as well. It's one of the only ultimates that can actually harm your team more than it helps. which will be quite interesting to see. We do see a Reyna pick coming out as well. So again, on defender side to start with, that's very worrying for me.
I like a little Reyna. I like a little Reyna. Like a Reyna action. I think I think the thing we need to kind of like address to start with is that a lot of these picks might just be comfort picks. Of course, again, a lot of these players haven't played with one another, and they're getting the feel for each other. They may be in roles that they don't traditionally play. They might think, oh well, I'll just need to flex to this and just play what the team needs. So that's maybe why you see a goals and a couple of different things that we might not expect, which is kind of nice, which is a good thing about All Stars because we get to see some different styles of play, like an aggressive Cypher.
I'm very excited for this. I think that the Harbor Viper combo on Breeze is going to be quite powerful, especially on attacking side. You give yourself so much ability to dice up this map, which if they can communicate well, will be so difficult to counter with this. The KO actually, I don't think we see enough. KO is actually very powerful with that ability to shut down abilities, really. I think that Issa on the Viper pick is going to be monumental. I feel like if they hadn't gone with Viper here, it would have been a very difficult one just from the sort of agent select. But of course, Sova giving them the information that they don't really necessarily have over on Team South. That's a little bit of an advantage, as they have a little bit more information to work with there. I don't know. They feel very even, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I like the agent select that we've had through. I like that there's a variation. That's my favorite thing about this. This is about these type of events and these type of show matches and stuff. Of course, we are the warm up for the weekend. Of course, the winter finals are coming up this weekend. You've got Valorant on the Friday, 7 p.m. Saturday as well. You've also got Rainbow Six Siege, 1 p.m. and you've also then got 5 p.m. League of Legends for the Saturday, and then Sunday's an absolutely packed day. Rocket League, Overwatch, Counter-Strike. There's so much happening. We are just having a very brief pause. Awaiting a player just to return to us, so you get to see our pretty faces for a few moments. We do still have the game just in front of us, so I know we won't be that long, so don't worry, don't panic. We will be back into the game shortly.
Yeah, you're not stuck with us for long, don't worry. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Overwatch tomorrow as well. That one's going to be quite interesting. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Also on this wonderful channel. This is a brilliant channel as well for anybody and everyone that's interested in esports as well, because there's a high level of talent that we get to see across there. All sorts of game titles as well. There's a little bit of something for everything. There's a little something for everyone watching, you know. I'm personally a VALORANT CS person. We see a lot of that as well. You, I believe, are a Rainbow Six Siege person.
I am, yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I'm. Yes, I'll be casting Rainbow Six at the weekend. They just draft me in for that one, and I'm also doing the women and binary stuff, which is great because I like doing that for Siege because for doing that for Val because I don't do much Val. If Siege is like my main game,
you Val when it's with me. I think maybe it's me that you.
Yeah, it seems like we just are destined for it's like
soulmates, Valorant soulmates. You know,
it's like that really bad superhero movie Hancock. You know, it's like we're just destined to just come together every time.
You know,
every single time, but. Yeah, the women non-binary scene's of course really close to my heart. Of course, being a non-binary individual, this is really good to see it being supported and seeing there and actually being a scene that's inclusive and has a platform for a lot of these players because a lot of these players are outstanding. I mean, I remember watching Gentle on Insomnia esports stage, absolutely killing it, having a wonderful time. They could finish second at Insomnia just in the summer, so it's just really a really good platform overall, and I'll encourage people to get involved.
It is, and of course we've just had Game Changers finish as well. So you know we're keeping the women's and non-binary league rolling over here, which is brilliant to see.
Yeah,
and it's great to see so many people getting involved in it as well. Sometimes these leagues are a little bit smaller as well, less people getting involved in them, but we've seen numbers increasing, and we're actually going to be seeing the game starting here as well.
Certainly are, and just like the last map, slowly does it finish.
That's a good start.
Things off. Just funneling up towards A, thinking about going for the push on that side. Mel leading the way. Follow the leader. And decides to move out of that position for now. Reno starting things off like I highlighted. I thought that they would have a good performance. The last time, Sacro will deal with Gentle in the corner. And the Harbour coming up to cover off this plant that Terra now attempts. Spray through the smoke, won't find anything.
Julia has been so much better already on this map.
Yeah.
You see them going 1-for-1 and everything. 3v3 retake as well. Really nice to see. I'm a little bit worried because Sacro long range with the Sheriff definitely has the advantage.
This is going to be a difficult position to deal with there. They're just stuck in the corner, not able to do anything. Isa comes up with a triple kill to finish off the round and reclaim the defuse on the spike.
This is a brilliant way to start. The utility just perfect there as well. That's why you should invest in utility instead of weaponry round number 1, everyone, especially on Breeze. Absolutely beautiful stuff coming out there, and it will afford them some very snazzy weapons going into round number 2. And already seeing them have a much better start to this map.
Yes, much better than the last time. Hopefully the momentum continues for me, obviously being a North Shell. I hope that doesn't bleed through too much in cast. I like a little bit of rivalry here, don't we, Anthony?
We do. Of course, you playing for Team North here. I'm vouching for Team South.
This is what it's all about. Well, hi. Sending out the feelers in the mid-range is Reno. Again, who had a great performance on the last map and has continued that into this map so far. Continues round to potentially start off an engagement versus Fork, who just awaits that angle and that push to come around the Sheriff in the hand, and they will just tease it for a second there. Fork gives away their position and just dodging.
This is cat and mouse.
Yep, it really is.
Go on, Fork, stop playing with your food. Go for the kill.
Sakura's going to go for the kill here and misses the well. Actually,
Gets the tag,
enough to get a tag. Enough. Just enough to let them know they're there, at least for now. Approaching the final minute here, and still undecided is where they want to actually finish this off here. Looks like A is going to be the push here. Sakura really feeling the pressure on this side there, though. We'll get the hip fire off, though, but Reno pounces from behind to deal with Gentle. Now looking to get the spike down. 3 versus 4 in favour of this attacking side. Fork will look to try and reclaim some of that lost ground as Sakura deals with Isa, who got themselves a triple kill in the previous round. They'll get absolutely nothing this time. Left it dry.
Fork's got a little bit of a difficult one ahead there. The jump peak is absolutely perfect.
A bit more utility, just right up your alley, isn't it, Finny? What about utility there? Just use it. Just if you've got it, just use it. Make sure you get as much you can, and it will reward them with a kill, but it's not going to be enough. 1 apiece now to pull that one back.
The recon dot there at the end was absolutely perfect, and that's something that I think we're going to see a lot here. Is that Fork is going to have so much impact here, especially in those retakes. That dart not being broken was huge. Unfortunately, not quite able to capitalize on it. Really, really demoralizing to lose the second round, especially after winning the first. You never really want to be losing that conversion round. It puts you in a really sticky space financially, mentally as well. But of course, loads of weapons picked up there for Team South, absolutely biting right back with fervor.
Viper Wall goes out to show face round towards A, and it looks as though every single member on side here for North is going to hit the rotate round from that end, but B is, I think, the focus point for the attacking side here, Finny.
It is. I think they realized it was a bit of a gamble stack. Of course, on an eco round like this, you've just got to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. The aggression is only really going to be what works here. You have to use that sort of overwhelming firepower with the inferior weaponry, and as you can see, it's not quite working.
It really isn't there. Fork peeking at that with a classic, just thought better of it. Sakura now goes round the back end to try and find something there. Sheriff now in hand for Gentle. It's not going to be enough, but it's a flawless round to come through for South.
We've all done it. We've all seen something and gone, no, I know I shouldn't peek this. And then we've all had an ego that went, but do it anyway.
Sometimes you just got to do it. I think you just you don't have the best weaponry for it, and you know you're going to get pushed into the corner and get pinched, and sometimes you just go for it. But fortunately, goes by the by. Flawless round comes through. 2-1 now, and they've pulled it back here, Finny.
The op is already out. We can see it on Gentle. Something that we really did not get to see Team North using at all last map. Sorry, they just didn't have the money for it. They didn't really want to play it. Whoop. But showing up in a big ray already.
Gentle starts things off with a kill on that off, and looking for a second, can't quite connect, gets himself out of that scenario before it can become disastrous. Fork has also got a right deep angle down the mid-range as well, sends out the drone to get some more intel. Gentle just waiting for the lineup to come through, knows there's someone that might funnel through that position. Reno also knows that Fork's wedged in the corner. And they are thinking about going for the swing out there, though the position being given away. Reno's going to try and snatch onto that. There's quite a bit of damage and forces the reposition there. Blahi will deal with them. Gentle is covered off because of the smoke in their face. Can't quite land anything as Isa is the one that has to deal with the incoming pressure that's going to come through towards that B side. Blahi deals with them before they can even react. Julia is also covered off through the Cypher cage for now as Gentle decides to rotate around the back and hasn't checked the angle. Sakra's going to get a freebie here, surely. Looking for two. The patience. Beautifully done. Looking for the triple. Sakra!
The trigger discipline there, absolutely beautiful. You could see them, and that not checking the angle really sort of screwed them over there. They could see the first come through. Getting the third as well. That one was a little bit of a lucky one as well. But just perfectly called there. The game sense just on another level. Of course, not even wielding the op this time round. It would seem that they're happy just to let Sakura continue with the Vandal.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, they decide you want to take it the whole time and select it.
Opping Cypher is an interesting one. Ooh,
yeah.
the Tour de Force is out.
Combination of Tour de Force and the op together.
I like it.
Makes for a terrifying prospect. And Reno starts things off, sends out the shot, and announces to everyone that they do indeed have an op in the hands of Cypher, and decides, you know what, for now, I'm gonna just move around and support the teammates in towards mid for now.
Absolutely. Baiting out that shot was a massive amount of information for Team North to gather there as well. But of course, Orb immediately moved off the angle. So that's now gone all grey again. Fog of War has returned.
Fork with a patience game here. Almost a minute on the one angle. Gentle as well on a similar scenario as Itera tries to lead the push in towards A side.
The ult's going to come out here,
Harbor. I think it is. I think you could be correct here. Gentle's waiting for them to come around. You can see the outlines just teasing it around the corner. Unfortunately, comes off at the wrong time. The Blade Storm's too much to deal with. They'll lose their life. Gentle. 4 versus 3. Mel going for the plant. Fork also with a deep angle. I don't think there's going to be anyone to overexpose there. Can't quite react quick enough there. Not even an open hand, actually. It's the Blade Storm that's coming through from Sakra. The Vandal immediately pulled out after the back end, not able to land, and pulls the Blade Storm right back out. Sends it deep into the skull of Julia, and a reposition as well. Beautifully done. Sakra finishes off the round, and they continue to march on here on the south side.
That got quite scary for Sakura there as well, dancing around the box. They got taken down quite low. They only had 2 knives left. But they played that to perfection. The Blade Storm actually finding massive amounts of damage there. And putting a 4th round on the board. Look at that. Over double the kills of the next highest tracker. We talked about Sakura coming into this being an absolute unit on the battlefield. We did not undersell them in the slightest. And it's brilliant to see them showing up already. I like the recon dart coming out mid. Showing that there is 2 mid is a lot of early information to have there, and they are going to capitalize off that, try to take that space.
Beautiful done there from Cinder, takes the life from Sakra. A big pick to start things off. Itera's there for the refrag. And then they have a better position they've found themselves in. They have the player advantage as Itera's waiting for someone to funnel through that harbour utility. And get himself 1 kill as Isa to fall. 3 versus 3. Plant now attempted here and has to reposition there, Julia. Unfortunately, that'll cost them their life. Mel takes them out. Gentle thinking about pushing in, trying to reclaim this ground there. Spots 1 for a brief second there. They have to try and double this up together. They have to try and get them in towards the site. There is just so much utility being spent here, though, from the attacking side. Itera will find Fork there and can't quite react quick enough. Mel will finish off Gentle, and the round will go in favour of the attacking side south.
Beautifully done there as well. The trade spacing is just stellar coming out here. Making sure that everyone has all angles covered, but there's the ability to trade there as well. A little bit scary when it was just the 3v2 there, but of course when it was just the last person alive. Beautifully done, beautifully played. We will see the ops coming out from both sides again now, which is quite nice. I like a good battle of the op.
Yeah, I do like a good battle of the op. It's not Sakura that's taking it though. We highlighted this.
It's not, yeah.
Earlier. It's the Cypher again. Reno loves a little bit of op action on Breeze. It seems to be their preferred weapon of choice. And tentative start here for this round as they just decide.
The KO knife there is going to be absolutely huge because I think it scanned 3 of them.
They have the intel.
They do have intel.
Slowly does it. very much the calm before the storm. Through the midpoint here, Fork knows the push is going to come through the flash. Will at least put a little bit of pressure on him for now. Cinder, of course, got a position around the back end for now. Sakura will deal with Julia. Itera is the one that could enter into that engagement on the other side there. But Cinder just pops out there, gives away their position, misses his shot, but at least gets the kill on to Mel. As Isa, though, is pushed into the corner. Not anything they can do to stop Itera from reclaiming their lives. 3 apiece now. 30 seconds on the clock, and 2 quick kills from Gentle and Cinder, leaving 1 member on side for South to try and clutch this one up as Itera, with gun in hand, can't quite get himself into a better position. And Cinder will deal with them.
Beautifully done there. And that's the one benefit I think that Reyna really has, is that ability to dismiss as well. And it means that those kills can go completely unpunished, completely untradeable as well, which is something that we talked about being a lot better this map than, of course, over on Split, is that the trades have been absolutely impeccable. So having those 2 beautiful quick kills and just being untradeable meant that they had the player advantage, they had the bodies just to throw at the situation, and suddenly the situation became a little bit too overwhelming here for Team South. Second round on the board for North, already doing better than map number 1.
Better start. And double operators this time as well.
It is. Double op is an interesting one. It's an interesting prospect.
We'll see just how it works out for them. B seems to be the focus for the South side for now. Julia getting himself into a position in the corner, waiting for him to come round, but they're all stacked up together, just pressed and waiting to go round. They're all standing in the one position, if any, waiting for the go signal, and it's going to happen now. The Viper pit, the Viper wall goes up. Julia will find one. It's Sakura this time that's failed and tries to push through the Viper wall immediately afterwards, and unfortunately lose the life. Wahai on the other end of that gunfight. Erino comfortable in the corner. Gentle will claim the first operator kill of the round. 3 versus 4. Spike is down. Erino wedged firmly, still in the same corner. Isa as well, just thinking about trying to make something back here. Julia is dealt with courtesy of Areno, who's still in that one corner, still inviting the pressure. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, Affinity. Just sitting and waiting, still there, looking to go out. Gentle is the one to take the engagement. 2 members, the Viper's pit is still there. Atera's in the corner, waiting for the swing through. It's Isa to fall. There's a player behind. 2 from Atera, it's 3 from Atera!
That is absolutely insane there. The spike, however, it's one of those things. Beautiful kills there. The time was just too low for the defuse. And you could see that Terra just wanted the kills, just wanted the round to be over and done with. Just a tiny bit quicker. Unfortunately, everyone will lose their life to the spike there. But what a 3K that was.
Unbelievable. I mean,
That's insane.
We mentioned this last time. So many rounds just feel like they're ending like that. I feel like I'm going to shred my voice by the end of this evening just because of how many times someone goes, yeah, I'm going to get a 3K. I don't feel like playing this round anymore.
Even though the round was so close to done, that spike would have been going off either way. They just weren't able to get on that defuse. The Viper's pit perfectly timed, perfectly used.
Careful. Ooh. Careful here, but actually, Reno has to be careful. 2 members side by side will deal with them. And they have that position now cleared out, though, but there's a gap to be found over towards A. Only 1 member on side. It is Fork that has to try and deal with. You can hear them funneling in. The Sheriff in hand there spots the player, but can't react quick enough to deal with Sakura, who gets aggressive as ever. Itera going for the plant at the same time, and Isa and Co have to try and funnel through on the underside and try and reclaim this site. Julia going for the flank around the back end, but it's looking pretty comfortable now here for the attacking side.
They are indeed. Mel gonna have to get multiple here, and unfortunately will fall before anything can happen.
Back and forward as well. Pretty a piece now. Scales balanced. Yeah, still attempt to go for this retake, but they're just running out of time. Itera comfortable in the corner, going to find himself a double kill as well. Not another round. Can't do it again. Itera. Ender will try to find 1, and they will do it. Back to back. 3 Ks. I think it was a 4K as well, yeah. Itera on a heater.
Itera was looking at Sakura being so far ahead and went, no, I won't let this fly. And look, the ult's already back up, and it's a massive ult as well. It gives you the information about whether someone's in that area. It gives you their exact location, of course, with the beams of lightning. So that's a big AoE ult to have online as well. Something that we're not seeing North do again. We're not seeing them use these big ultimates. That Viper's Pit has been online for a while now. They're just so unwanting to use it.
Waiting for the right time. Sometimes the right time is just any time, and any time is now. Nice are using it.
They are.
Starting things off. Thought that there would be a push round towards A, but there's no one even entertaining that side of the map. It's a little bit of a misplay here. As it looks as though B is the focus here, Finney.
It is indeed. It's definitely a good preventative measure if they were going to go A, unfortunately. Just got a little bit unlucky on that gamble there.
Not this again. Not this again. Every time. This time we push back for it. They cannot stay in that position much longer. Julia, though, find one. Sakura deals with that before it could become more of an issue. Reno just wading through from behind. We'll find Cinder looking for a double kill and will find it. Seems as though, time and time again, I'm just seeing a Reno emerge from a smoke somewhere and get himself a double kill.
You are indeed, because that's exactly what's happening. It's quite interesting to see as well, the use of the jet smokes almost as a controller. They've been buying so much space for these entries into those pushes, and Saka with a 3k. The Blade Storm, not even needed, really.
I believe the technical term was playing with your foot there.
Yeah.
Around there a little bit.
It's another one with just the individual mechanical ability is on a new level here for Team South. We saw it on the first map, we saw it on the second. We're definitely seeing a lot better signs of life coming out from North here. But again, 2-8, we had this exact position, of course, the last map where it was a 2-10 half. I'm hoping they can find a little bit more, maybe make it 3-9, go for the curse.
It's difficult to deal with this aggression. Cinder looks to try and start things off. Push through mid, lose the life, and quite a bit of damage onto Sakura there. But Areno, he will also find another one, this time onto Gentle. Isa in a position to receive quite a bit of pressure towards A, but they're not going to feed it into that. Instead, they're going to funnel away towards B, and I actually think they've managed to pull off a little bit of a double bluff here. You can see that they just realised that they've all decided to go towards B and rotate round towards that side. The defense here is a little bit of a funky one happening here, Affinity.
It is indeed, and I was going to say, Isa is in the perfect position to cause a little bit of trouble as well, catch that sort of lurk off guard. They are playing together here, which is a massive advantage. They won't be able to really isolate these 1v1s.
Last player standing.
Shoulder spotted there, and Blahai at least for one. And another Isa is going to find a double and will be eliminated. Courtesy of Itera, who's had a wonderful performance so far on this half. 9-2 in the score.
Absolutely. Not necessarily in the round we've just seen. One thing I do want to point out, though, is that getting the opening picks has been a little bit better for Team North on this one. It's something that they were not great at on map number 1. Map number 2, we're seeing a lot more opening kills going that way. They're just not really being able to capitalize off of it as well. Even on the ones that go untraded, they're just struggling a little bit in the beginning halves of these rounds. It feels that sometimes the sense of direction on what they want to do isn't quite there.
Spike dropped for now, as of course Sereno decides to just beam it straight out and start getting aggressive. Start things off, and it's a double kill. Beautifully done there from Cinder. Starts things off with a double onto Blahai and Itera at the same time, and now Julia is in a pretty good position here. Have to just wait though. Trigger discipline there. One shot is all it takes to fell Mel. There's no one there going for the trade. Him a few times here, and triple kill actually coming through for Cinder at the same time. Reno deals with it, so can continue to cost them more, but Gentle finishes it off, and 9-3 curse is on.
It is, and I like that we finally got to see the Hunter Sphere at the end there. That's the first time we've seen it this game. Of course, after time, but 9-3, we talked about the curse. If they can take the pistol round, they should be able to attempt to close this gap a little bit. It's still not exactly an ideal prospect, of course, going on to the attacker side, which, I mean, some might argue that this map is a little bit attacker-sided based on how long rotates can take.
Yeah.
And, of course, it is sort of like an Oppa's playground here. Your sniper rifles work particularly well, especially down mid. You've got window as well. And they've definitely been seeing a little bit more use out of it as well. Those opening picks off the back of a lot of the time Cinder have really been monumental, and we will need to see that continue.
We could get our first sheer war of attrition in towards A as everyone starts to send it into that position for now. Only one member of the chamber going up towards mid for now, and there's just so much utility being dedicated to this push there. You have to make sure you check all your corners. We're in a 3 versus 3 situation. Quick kills And quick plant is now being attempted here with Blahai's caught right amongst
down
the cat amongst the
Last
pigeons for
player
now.
standing.
And Blahai, he'll find another one. Tyra as well, 10-3 on scoreline.
It is indeed. That was definitely an important one for Team North to have won. We said that to have won that pistol round would have closed the gap a lot there. It would have given them the money to try keep away, you know, map point, series point a little bit further as well. But definitely a scary position to have your opponent on double digits. So close. And on the map number 2, their map pick on their better side as well now. It's definitely looking scary. This could be a bad omen, the beginning of the end.
Certainly could be. Of course, now looks as though a slightly different idea from the attacking side. Looks like a mid push this time. Blahai though on a bit of an angle there. Spots one for now and decides to pull back. Using the stake bank to delay them for the time being as Gentle goes on the hunt to try and find one. Well, unfortunately misses their shots. Reno finds one quick one. Sacked with another Mel again. Reno. And it's just falling apart at the seams here for the attacking side. North just not able to get anything out of this.
It is a difficult one there as well to have lost that without taking a single casualty down as well. The money is looking really good here, albeit they are on a bit of a bonus round here. So the weapon advantage over the side North, I think this might be their one saving grace. They are lacking a little bit of armor though, which is scary against the weaponry they're up against. But we will need to see them win this to try keep away that dreaded map and series point. Because if they lose this, they go into the round after this with no money left to defend this series.
Difficult here. Stacker starting things off aggressively. It's a double kill for them. They are at least killed off courtesy of Fork, but the quick aggression leaves North in a serious player disadvantage, and it just continues as Itera with another one. Not looking too good here, Affinity.
They've pincered them here. You've got that mid presence coming through as well, so they're watching the exit. There's really nowhere for Team North to go here. They're funneled very much into A here. They've got people from behind. They've got people in front of them. There's nowhere left for them to go that's safe. There is going to be a battle front and back and side here.
Very difficult to try and deal with this there. Reno not hesitating, not waiting. Instead, just decides to take the round as their own and finishes off with the double. This leaves us on series point here, Affinity. A dominant display from the South region.
It does indeed. I don't really know what to say here. Map point, series point, trying to close out in only 2 maps here. It is going to be 9 rounds in a row needed for overtime here, which is definitely a daunting prospect. Very much still on the cards, but it would be the comeback of the century if it were to happen. They've not got good weaponry to defend this with either. Look at it. It's just Guardians, a Marshal, and a single Vandal.
It'll be difficult here. Sakra starts things off towards the mid push. Looks as though they want to try and get this finished quick there, but Gentle at least punishes them for now. It's a lifeline for this round and a lifeline for this map. Potentially the series as well. Gentle almost for the second and does find the second as well. Mel is finished off. Itera just trying to slow anything coming in from B side, but it looks as though mid is the focused and Blahai will be the one to receive most of this pressure funneling in towards A.
It will indeed. This is definitely a good start. 2-player advantage. Blahai doesn't have to stand and deliver. We'll get one, we'll get 2.
Spike down mid.
Like this, Blahai finds a double. Is dealt with Itera with another. As 1 versus 1. They continue to stay in the server. Cinder keeps them alive for at least another round.
Or a thrifty, no less.
Need a drop.
They pick up the op and save it as well. This is good if they want to keep it going. This is the style in which to do it. Their weaponry, however, still not good. Getting it down to a 1v1 made it so expensive, which means they are still lacking that armor. They're still lacking full rifles as well. They will be missing utility. And again, they are fighting tooth and nail. They're going to need to keep winning these rounds. They're going to need to win them a little bit more dominantly if they want to try build up an economy here.
A little bit more patient here from the defense.
There.
Just a little bit.
Willing to just wait a bit more. Not as over aggressive. Of course, Sakura was straight out of the gate the last time. This time they're just going to lie in wait. So the decision and the ball with it is in the court of attacking side and not on it.
It is indeed. Switch up the tempo. Keep them guessing. Keep them paranoid.
Still just feeling each other out here. They don't want to move. They know that they got that round. They're maybe not expected to still be here, but they are. They have a chance to bring this one back here. Mel finds one. Julia, though, will snatch that one back. Stops it getting out of hand for a piece. Isa with a rotate round as well, and a Reno could be about to meet an engagement here. Itera is actually going to cut him out. No, he's going to get caught out in the corner there. Just spins on a dime and deals with Isa in the corner. 3 versus 4.
Criminal, he gets away there as well.
Just lost for words. Itera does it again.
She's absolutely incredible.
She really is.
30 seconds left.
Outstanding work. Fork.
Only 25 seconds left, though. They've got to do something really quick here.
They are. They're just thinking about where to go from. Reno has the intel, has the scoop of where they're going to head from. All together now. All together push. Reno just waiting on the other side. Those ones there. Deals with Gentle. Deals with Fork. There's only one left alive to try and do it. But it's Reno to close it out. The South region reigns supreme.
They do indeed. I could have told you that from the start. Of course, repping Team South over here as well, but absolutely stellar fashion to close it in. Dominant victor. I don't think we've ever seen an NSE All-Stars women and non-binary, any of the tournaments for women and non-binary be quite that dominant as well. So I'd be a little bit scared. I think the other teams are quite lucky that, of course, it's only All-Stars in which these teams will get to play together. Yep. Of course, different universities, but that was absolutely insane scenes.
Yeah, I mean, just the new rank stacked, at the very least, being formulated here. What a performance! Outstanding work, and it was quite funny because we had a couple of standout performances from teams, from players even, but they were kind of in different kind of areas. Like Sakura, we want to highlight, very great on the opening picks.
Absolutely.
And on the other side, Itera making sure that they can close it rounds with the clutches or the double kills, the triple kills. It was insane.
The multi-kills were insane today as well. You know, the 3Ks back-to-back is what springs to mind as well. And of course, loads of plays just on the back burner with the utility as well. We've seen the breaches and the sovas. We've got to give credit to the support players because, of course, we talk so much about the high fragging players. We see their name in the kill feed loads. They're sort of the shining stars as well. But, of course, those support players are absolutely monumental to the team play as well. The flash assists have been nuts today as well. Of course, the smoke players, which more often than not don't want to be playing smokes. They're doing it out of necessity. They are doing God's work as well. So we got to thank them as well. But genuinely, just incredible individual play, incredible team play coming out here from Team South.
It's outstanding and just really good, confident both times, both maps. Of course, we are not done yet, though. We do have an interview queued up in the background that we'll have in a few minutes. But a couple of discussions, of course, just to highlight, just to remind people where we are. Of course, that was just the All-Stars Valorant Women and Non-Binary tournament we've just witnessed. Tomorrow, we have the equivalent in the Overwatch 2. And then for the weekend, we have a very big weekend affinity. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's the NSE Winter Finals. And we have an action-packed weekend. Starting off on the Friday, if you're a Valorant fan, of course, if you're in the stream, you likely are a Valorant fan. It will be 7 p.m. kickoff for Valorant. And on Saturday, it will be Rainbow Six Siege at 1 p.m., which I may or may not be a part of. I might have managed to sneak in a little bit there. League of Legends as well on Saturday. And then on the Sunday, Rocket League, Overwatch 2, and Counter-Strike 2. A very, very action-packed weekend, and I can't wait for it.
It's going to be an incredible weekend, absolutely. So if you're a fan of the FPS games, of course, we've got more Valorant coming up. We've got, of course, Overwatch tomorrow at 6 p.m. We've got the CS later in the week, which, got a little personal bias towards as well. But yeah, so an absolutely incredible weekend. But we are joined actually by Mel. So do you want to say hello, Mel?
Hi.
Now, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I feel so lucky. Like we hadn't practiced or anything. No, we were just like, let's go and let's give it full beans and just have a bit of fun. Really, I had the best teammates I could have possibly ever had.
That's insane to think that you didn't practice. We were talking about how much synergy there appeared to be in the team. Can you tell us a little bit like what comms were like, what the mental was like throughout the game?
complete fun. Mental did not dip once. We were just having a laugh, and we did a classic Sakura of push spawn, guys. Just push spawn.
Just push spawn. You heard it here first. That is the strategy, and it seemed to have worked really well as well. What about you, Sham? You got any questions?
What was Areno's thoughts for the Cypher? Constantly just... I feel like I was always watching Areno just exploding through some sort of smoke or whatever, just getting himself double kills. What was their kind of idea with that?
They're just brilliant. There's no other way to put it. They're like a mastermind in their brain with so many different like files of different setups. And yeah, I don't play Viper or Sky. I'm actually an Omen and Cypher main. So I was very out of my comfort zone, and we worked like completely around it, and everyone was like throwing each other tips and tricks. So yeah.
That's so cool. And it's brilliant to see, of course, everyone playing off role, but everyone sort of pitching in as well. Do you mind showing us the jersey that you're wearing, actually?
But my summer split all stars jersey.
Ooh, do you mind standing up? Just a little twirl, maybe?
Yeah, you can see the pack.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Oh, that's stunning. I need to get myself one of those. Ooh, look at that.
Compete first. Well, that's you now the
It's got
2
your name as
times.
well. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I love that so much. Oh, brilliant. But it's also great to see you sort of playing on the All-Stars again. Do you have anybody maybe watching in Twitch chat? Anyone that you want to say hi to?
I think I run the Esports Society for Bournemouth Uni, so I know there's a lot of people in the chat there supporting, and they're hosting a watch party in Discord, so I appreciate you all very much.
Oh, hello to the watch party. And one final question, at least from me, is what would you say to people about getting involved in sort of women and non-binary event esports? What would you say to people that may be on the fence a little bit?
Just do it. You're no less than anyone else you see playing. Like prove to yourself that you can do it. Like don't do it for anyone else, do it for you.
Perfect. That's me out of questions. You got anything you want to ask, Champ?
I don't have anything more to ask. We'll let them go away and enjoy their win for this evening.
Celebrate. Yeah, you guys deserve it as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mel.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
So that is going to be all from us here on the Valorant Women's and Non-Binary. And I think that's us done for the day as well over here at NSE.
Yes. It is. And unfortunately, a very quick event. Two rounds, but it had its moments. It was exciting. It was fun. And I'm glad to have been there. I'm glad to be joined by yourself, Affinity.
I know, it's always a pleasure to see you again. I always feel like I'm casting value. It's always an absolute blast as well. So yeah, thank you for having me, Sham.
So it's been good. I've been enjoying myself. Anyway, we're all done. We're over. Congratulations to South Region for
congratulations, South Region. What was that? A little louder for the ones in the back.
Congratulations to the South Region.
That sounded difficult to say. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, just a tad. Just a tiny tad. But anyway, congratulations to them and commiserations to the North. Well done to everybody that competed, and thanks everyone for getting involved and voting people in to actually play as well. Of course, for the community-led event. And if you're interested in any NSE events coming up, there's an action-packed weekend. Hit the socials, nse.gg on pretty much everything, and make sure that you get involved. But that's going to be it from us. I've been Chamberlain. I've been joined by Affinity, and that's us for this evening. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
I'm Becky, I'm Senior Partnerships Manager at NSE. We are here at Insomnia this weekend running the British University Esports Championship Spring Finals. That's 8 weeks of competitive play leading up to this moment, and it's just great to get all the teams here in person playing their finals live here at Insomnia.
I'm Kenny, I'm the League Ops Assistant at NSE. It's just so cool to see like how much things evolve and how amazing everyone has gotten at playing the games we know and love.
I think just seeing people come together, getting Monster, trying out Pringles, getting really stuck in everything we have to offer here, it's great to see it, honestly. So on the main stage, we're super lucky to have the Intel Nooks, which have Intel graphics cards in there. They're so small and compact. This morning we had our Valorant Women and Non-Binary Finals, and it's awesome to get women and non-binary members of our community up on the main stage.
When the players get loud, it's just amazing. And the fact that they get to come and show up in the finals, it's just so much fun.
That's the longest series I've ever played in, to be honest with you. We just knew we had the mental fortitude to keep going when we went into the final overtime. I'm just so happy with all the boys, man. I'm really happy.
Big thank you to all of our partners, Intel, who is our main headline sponsor, and then also Monster Energy, Pringles, Special Effect, and also Bucks.
Let's go! Monster Black. Monster Black. Let's go! Nice.
Monster Black.
Monster Black. That right there, Monster plays of the week.
Okay.
Monster Energy is doing a monster site giveaway.
NSE Stay at Home series
supported by Monster Energy.